Good morning, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. This morning, Connor and Isaac and we moved the mob down into this bottom, and we had them across the creek, and then we got a pretty hard frost last night. What did y'all think about that frost?
First one of the year, first hard frost.
Y'all were scraping on the windows, weren't you, Connor?
Yeah, we had to get the scrapers out this morning, so
Connor was a little bummed this morning when he saw the temperature. He's like, dang it,
I'm gonna freeze today.
Well, I actually activated my first hand warmer this morning. I stick that in my pocket, so if I get cold hand, I can just reach in there and warm my hands back up.
This gets me excited for deer season.
Yes, it feels like deer season, doesn't it?
Yeah. Plus the leaves, the leaves are seriously changing now.
Yes.
It's end of October. I mean, what today's
November 2nd.
It's the 2nd today?
Yeah.
Isaac, you're getting as bad as I am. I can't keep track of the days, but you're younger than me. You should be able to do that.
Sunday was Halloween. It was October 31st.
Oh, it's Tuesday today, yeah. Anyways.
When you're having fun, all the days blend together.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
If you were having to go into work and sit behind a desk in the factory, let me tell you what, you'd remember what day it is. It's like, oh my gosh, today's Monday. They call that I forgot now what they did call it. I remember Wednesday was hump day.
Yep.
And then Friday was like,
The best day.
the best day because you get 2 days off.
Yeah.
Normally.
If I was in that scenario, I'd work like 4 10s. That way you could have Friday off.
Not if they tell you you can't.
If I had the option. If I had the option.
If you had your options, you would work 4 10s.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I worked in the factory, I was there 10 years, and I moved up into engineering the last 20 years, but we would work 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours a day, overtime, and it just, when you work that many days, that many hours, weekends don't mean anything, because it's just another day of work.
Yep.
And they would rather pay us overtime, and on Sunday we got paid double time, but it didn't matter. At the end of the month, or at the end of the week, the government reached in and took a big old heaping share of it, and found out that you work Saturday and Sunday just to keep the government out of your check.
Yeah.
You got to take home what you made Monday through Friday. But yeah, golly, I look back on those days, it's like goofy. But anyway, you do what you got to do.
I just noticed them. Look at all these calves, the way they're standing. They're facing sideways to the sun.
Yeah,
I mean, everything in here.
yeah,
And like there's cows just standing still, soaking it up,
yeah.
soaking up the rays. They're starting to really put on their hair coats.
They are. Well, after last night, I'd put on my hair coat too.
Yeah, there's a couple like that bull. He's still slick as a button.
Oh yeah,
He's probably a little chilly this morning.
yeah. It won't be long.
Same way with the Murray Gray.
Yeah, she's a very slick-haired animal. The calves are starting to get woolly. They're starting to get their winter hair coats on.
We've been on a all-you-can-eat buffet diet for them, and so they're just lazily grazing.
Yep.
They're not hungry at all.
Well, today is November 2nd, and we got deer season coming up November 13th. It's on a Saturday. I think I got that right. And so we're trying to get the cattle to a certain farm so that we can be out of the way of our hunters when we actually go to deer hunt. Because, this is pretty good deer hunting along that creek and up on that hill. This is where some of the bigger deer hang out. We don't want to have cows in here. You pull up to shoot at a deer. You don't want to.
You want to have a clear backdrop.
That's right. That's right. So just for the safety of our cows and the luxury of going hunting without having cattle in your line of sight, that's what we've got that planned. We're gonna make that goal. We wrote it down where they need to be in our paddocks. So, guys, we switched to the little. You want to talk about the little water tank this morning? We switched to. Why did we do that?
Well, they don't drink as much water in the winter when it gets cold.
Yeah.
They don't need as much water.
So at night, if we want to dump it,
It's a lot easier to dump this than a 100-gallon.
so you got that's a 50-gallon tank, and it's probably got 40 gallons in it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the Job Mega Float. It's got a little patch of dirt on it. You can hear it when I push down on it. It kicks on.
And the thing about this is it's on really good pressure, so you're not worried. You know, there's plenty of flow to
Right.
fill it up when they come to drink.
And guys, what's the advantage of keeping your water close to your animals when they're grazing? What happens when you do that?
You'll have one or two come by, get them a drink, and continue on. You don't have that herd effect where you know they see their buddy walking up the hill. Like if we had the water set up on that hill,
Way up yonder.
you'd see one or two go up, and then all of a sudden the whole mob, you know, just starts from them, and then about 20 are starting to go, and then pretty soon the whole mob makes their way up into the water tank, and then they drink it down real quick, and it's just, you know, you have to have either a lot of pressure or a huge tank in order to keep up with it.
Yeah.
And a big area to hold them all
Yep.
in the water skirt. But here, like you said, it's close. They can just come by and get them a drink whenever they want, and they don't feel pressured by the others.
Right.
If they did that on this tank, we'd be out of water quick.
Well, Connor, why did you drive those posts around that tank right here? I noticed you got 1-inch fiberglass rods. Those are 5 footers. You drove them in the ground around there. What'd you do that for?
I did that because cows like to flip stuff. And so they get in here and push on it and break it and flip it over.
You'd have a mud pit, wouldn't you?
Yeah. So then the water just be flowing out everywhere. And
Yep.
that's just not good for your water bill or
Nope.
for the ground. So
What are you standing on there? Those big old thick rubber things. What are those?
we've got these sidewalls from those big tires. And so it's just an extra, when they come up to drink, so they stand on this instead of in the mud and just tear up the ground more. So it
Yep.
gives them a place to stand and not tear up everything around the tank.
Okay, so you got one on both
It's
sides.
amazing what, even if it's not dry, the amount of water they pull out of their mouth and dump right there. If you don't put these, I mean, it just becomes a, you know, pug.
Yeah, a mud pit.
Those
Yeah.
are lifesavers right there.
Yep. I noticed you got a poly braid tied to your condom. That's not a paddock division. What's that for?
It's following the path of the hose there, so that they don't step on it and put holes in our hose.
No, you're being pretty nitpicky. Why are you doing that?
Because if you don't do it, they will break it.
And those hydraulic hoses are not cheap.
Yeah, these are expensive.
So when cows step on them all year long, you can't expect them to last very long.
Yeah.
We just had some new ones made, folks. Here's a brand new one. I was going to show you. We brought this morning with us just in case the water line was froze. That's what they look like. That's a 6-footer right there. You can go to any hydraulic shop and get them to put on those good brass fittings. These hoses aren't cheap, but you know what? $150 water bill's not cheap either.
No.
These are the ticket here.
Yeah.
The reason it's double female is because the Job has the male end.
Yep.
And then, you know, a hose is a male end. So
Yep.
it ties that gap.
So both ends have female hoses on, female fittings on them.
And then the garden hose is a Flexzilla.
Yep.
Rubber. It's rubber, right? It's not
Yep.
latex or plastic or whatever.
There's no latex in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super pliable. You can see, you can bend
like
it
a
in a kink and it,
It's like a snake.
immediately pops back up.
Yeah.
But now I gotta go fix
Now
it.
you got to go fix that. You pulled on it. Yeah, but it's a very flexible hose. Keep going. There you go. You got it. Perfect. I was going to show you on this hose. That's what they call Continental Frontier. 3/4 inch is 200 psi water pressure.
We're never gonna have that much pressure.
No. But
So it's always gonna.
it's an awesome hose. I tell you where hoses will get you, folks, and that's on a hot summer day. It's 100 degrees, and there's a bubble. A bubble will come out of your latex hose right here, right where your finger's at, maybe from a cow chewing on it. And next thing you know, it looks like it's pregnant, and then it bursts. And when it bursts, it's going to sit there and flow all day long, and it's not going to go into your tank. It's going to be coming out here on the ground. And all you've got is a mud pit. So, you know, spend the money, get you some hydraulic hose. This is a 6-footer. I guess you could go any length you wanted. You go up to 50 foot, it's going to cost you some money. I'd rather use a Flexzilla. We've been using those a couple years now, and no problem.
Another huge piece of our water that we kind of miss over or glance over a lot is this trailer.
Yeah.
Having a way that you can keep, everything in this system, I guess apart from the polywire and the reel, which that's always on the four-wheeler, but everything in the system fits on that trailer. So wherever the cattle go, this trailer just goes with it. If we have, pressurized water, and it just makes.
And it's got a little tongue hitch on it.
Consolidates everything into one.
This is such a fancy trailer too.
Oh, so fancy! Nice, well-worn tires and nice rusty axle.
Guys, I had that built. A guy at work when I worked in town, he built that, and he brought it to work with him, and he sold it to me for $50.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the tires that were on it.
Yeah.
That's 30 years ago.
Yep.
So. Yeah.
And the nice, don't get something fancy, because this, we leave it in with the cows.
Yep.
And they rub on it, maybe get a little dirt, and break a couple things, rub some wood off or whatever. It's not a huge, you're not out a lot of waste.
There's nothing there that can hurt.
No.
It's just an old wooden trailer, and
nice steel frame, and
we don't
solid.
leave any rubber hoses laying around in it. That's going to go with us. By the way, I'll get that. If you leave a rubber hose in there, the cows will chew on it. You'll find it laying out in the pasture. They just like putting a rubber hose in their mouth. Yeah.
But that's a huge piece to the puzzle.
Yep.
Other than that, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. Yep. Well, you all split this bottom into, how many paddocks did you get out of this?
Just 3.
So we got a 20, let's see, there's 22 acres down here. So you basically split it into 7 acre. Right at 7 acres. Paddocks.
Kind of wedge shapes. We're kind of doing like a wagon wheel from the water.
Right.
So, and we won't back fence anything in here, because it's it's only three days or whatever.
Yep.
And since the water's kind of
3 moves, not 3 days.
Three moves. So since the water's kind of station or has to stay where it's at.
Right. We'll just leave that there. And folks, we intentionally set this water up. There's a little bare spot here from this summer when it was doing all that raining, and rather than pug another area or such, we just left it right there.
See their feet?
Yep. Yep, standing on that rubber. But they stick their head in there. See the water coming out of that calf's mouth?
The tank tastes pretty good.
I guess. He's chewing on. That's a good looking calf, by the way. What was that?
I don't know, he's just
He's scraping his nose on it, I think.
Is that good?
Probably feels funny. Real wild animals there.
Yeah.
Putting on a show for us today. Man, what is he doing?
I don't know.
I guess it just feels funny.
You don't think there's like salt on it?
I think it just feels good on his nose.
Yeah.
It's a new tank.
Yeah.
They're used to the old black tank.
That's true.
Boy, that is a beautiful looking. That's a heifer, isn't it?
I think so.
Yep. Boy, what a pretty little calf. Whew. So that'd be the 72nd calf born.
That cow, you're right.
Yeah, she's a wild one too. That's a 3/4 South Pole. She's a good looking cow. That would be one of those that we bought from Dennis back in 2014 or 15. That's a heifer. Or she'd be that wasn't one of the original cows, but she would be a heifer. Yeah, a calf out of one of those, yeah. Yep. I'm just going to walk out in here just a little bit, show you. When the frost came on this morning, they weren't eating it quite as good. But now that the frost is off, they're really going after it. This is Reed's canary grass that they're standing in. And then there's, of course, there's fescue right here. That's a red clover. There's just a little bit of everything out here. But there's about 320 head in here, and they're all just tearing it up. Boy, there's a pretty one. Whew. 980. Now she's got a calf on her. She's got an udder. That's a first calf heifer. She probably weighs around 850 to 900. Pretty good shape for a first calf heifer going into the winter. Here's a little bit of that Sericea lespedeza. There's a clump of it. We don't have a lot of it down in this bottom, which I'm kind of thankful for. I don't like that plant, but you know, it's here, and I'm not going to spray it. A lot of people, oh, you better spray, you better spray, you better spray. Well, so far I haven't, and the cows will eat some of it, and so it's just, you know, I look at it, it's another species. I know it can take over, and it will with continuous grazing, where you take the plants down too short. It'll really take off. Boy, there's a good looking bull. Man. He's 935, he's just a chunk. Look at the muscle on him. Whew. 935, you're a beaut. Yeah. Bull's so wild. We like docile bulls. You can reach out and touch. He's more concerned about eating than he is anything right now. Just a good looking animal. We've got all the yearlings are in here. Every animal that we own is in here right now. So they'll stay here until the bulls won't come out until March 1st. That way I don't have to winter another set of animals. And we put them back in July 1st. That keeps us out of December, January, February, and March. Gosh, what a beautiful morning to be a cow on Green Pastures Farm. They get this twice a day, folks. There's Isaac with... It's kind of neat though. The more time you spend with your animals, the more they trust you, and they don't even pay any attention to you, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, don't you pull that off of there. You let the cows pull that off. Yeah, that's some of that Reed's Canary grass. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It looks like just a big old salad bar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it feels like lettuce almost.
Yep.
You know how tender lettuce is?
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oh, you pulled one off.
No, they already munched it. That wasn't me.
Yeah. Well, folks, I'm going to go ahead and sign out of here. It's a beautiful morning here at Green Pastures Farm. We're enjoying just watching the cows eat green grass, and the frost is gone now. And it's going to be a beautiful day. I think it's supposed to get up like 50s. And then we're going to get down to low 20s, they're saying, next week. So, you know, we might as well say winter's approaching pretty quick, but we feel good about the way the animals look. The boys have done a great job of moving them and getting everything they can inside them so that they put on a lot of good weight. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Those of y'all new to the channel, hit that subscribe button on the way out, and we'll see y'all down the road.